What's up, yo? Big Cat 305 here. Tonight we're gonna be making steak sandwiches on the Blackstone. Let's do it.
Mr. Worldwide. It's like deja vu, baby.
Real simple dish here. We've got Gouda and Munster cheese slices. We've got some French bread sliced in half, and some yellow onions. I got 2 medium yellow onions there, and 5 New York strip steaks that already came sliced thin, and they have great marbling, and they're going to be awesome. So first up are the onions. We put some oil down, spread it out nice and evenly. I had one subscriber comment asking about the LP tank versus the smaller tanks, and I can tell you right now the bigger LP tank definitely burns hotter because I have these on low, and they got pretty heated up, and these onions cooked pretty quickly. So put down some salt, some fresh ground pepper, and then we're gonna break it up here nice and easy. You don't want to just slam them down, but you just tap them on the top, and they usually break apart pretty easily. And just spread them out and get them going, and you'll see they get colored pretty quick. And then just start moving them around, spreading them out, flipping them over, just so they cook nice and evenly. So the goal here is we want to get these nice and reduced, a little bit charred. We don't want them too crispy. We kind of want these well done onions, nice and charred on the outside a little bit, to go on our steak sandwich. So we're going to steam them up a little bit so they cook. A little bit of water and the basting dome. It's only been a couple minutes, but we want to check on these just to make sure they're not getting burnt, and you can see they are definitely getting charred. That's what we're looking for right there, but you want to continue to stir them up and get them charred all over. You can see how they're starting to get to where we need them to be. Same thing, we're gonna put a little more steam on them and cover them up for a few more minutes. All right, a couple more minutes later, you can see these things are looking nice. You can see the dark char on the outside. It's gonna get them nice and crispy on the outside, but nice and well done on the inside. And they smell delicious. So at this point, we're just going to keep moving them around. The left side was looking not quite as done as the right, so I kind of flipped them around a little bit and try to make them cook evenly, but you can see that they are almost there. And it's time for a close-up. These onions, once they get caramelized like this, oh, they taste so good. They will make any sandwich taste great. And this Blackstone is doing its job. Looks delicious. That's it. We take them off and getting ready for the next step. And here is one final look. So time for our French bread. I know it's not the traditional steak rolls or bread that you use for a steak sandwich, but let me tell you, these came out amazing. I actually got these at Walmart. Here's a little tip. Here's a little secret for you guys. Walmart's French bread, it costs $1 a loaf, and it is the softest French bread I've ever had in my life. It is absolutely incredible. And I bought this French bread 2 days before I cooked this, and it stays that fresh for that long. So if you've never tried Walmart's French bread, I highly suggest it. It's awesome. So there's your little tip. So what I do is I pre-butter them, and I get out the press, and I flatten them down. Not too much, not super flat, but you definitely want to press them down a little bit so they get nice and toasty and they get a little flat. That's how we do it down here in Miami. So it's good, let me tell you. And just keep pressing. These French bread rolls are only going to take about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes tops, and then they'll be ready to go. So what I like to do is just check them, just lift up, kind of see where they're at. That way you know it's not getting burnt, and you can just put them right back down. You know they got to cook a little bit longer. I see these need a little bit longer, so I just keep pressing them down now with the spatula, and no big deal. They're almost done. So onions are done. French bread is pretty much done. And then that's it. Last up is the steaks, the cheese, and we put them all together. So here we go. French bread, nice and toasted. You can see that buttery, crispy, crunchy, toasted surface coming off. And oh, look at that. That looks good. I'm not gonna lie. The bread makes the sandwich, and this is excellent bread. All right, a little bit more oil, and get this Blackstone ready for the steaks. So I got these ribeyes at Publix. They were on sale. They were New York strips, thinly sliced. A lot of people like to use palomillo steaks or flank steaks, but I'm telling you right now, if you can get your hands on some of these thin sliced, either New York strips or ribeyes, they make the sandwich so much better. And for these particular steaks, I think I like New York strips better. There's less fat. Ribeyes tend to be a little fattier. So when you're biting into the sandwich, sometimes, you know, that fat is a little bit too much. But these, they still have the marbling, but they're a little more lean. And you can see that they just look amazing. So we've got, I still kept it on low at this point. Again, with the bigger LP tank, seems to be a little warmer. Not too crazy, not getting too hot, but it's, I didn't measure it, but if I had to guess, it's probably about 425 degrees, somewhere around there. Not too high. These will cook really quick. I think total time on these is probably around 4 minutes, I'd say. Probably 2 minutes on each side. So we let them go for a couple minutes. We check them. And they can go for another 15-20 seconds, and then we'll flip them over. So we check them again and flip, and that's good. We don't want them burnt. We just want them cooked. You can see they're getting nice color there, and yeah, they're nice and perfect. Flatten them down a little bit. Make sure they cook all the way through. On the outsides, they're thin steaks. They're going to cook no matter what. But yeah, they look good. They look great. I seasoned them with salt, pepper, and garlic about an hour before I put them on the grill. A little close up here, and you can see that they look absolutely incredible. And they smell even better. So we let them cook for a little bit longer just to make sure they're done. Like I said, they cook really quick. Actually, at this point, we're going to put on onions on, onions on 2. And one's going to have raw onions, but just cheese. So cooked onions on 2, raw onions on 1, which we're not going to show you because they're raw. And then we have cheese on one of them with the onions and cheese on the one with the raw onions. So it's a little confusing, I get it, but that's my order. I've always wanted to be a short order cook, and one day maybe I will be. But this is kind of the fun part of the Blackstone. It's almost like you're working in a diner, you know. You get all these different orders, and you got to kind of keep track of it, and it's kind of fun. So the one with onions and cheese is mine. So mine is cooked onions, double Munster. It's not really double; it's just 2 slices of Munster. And then the one with the raw onions is half Munster, half Gouda. And then the raw onions will go right on top of that. So I'm going to get the other steaks out of the way. And we are going to steam up this cheese to get it nice and melted. So a little bit of water. We get our dome covered up, and they will be ready in no time. "30 seconds up, and the cheese is melted beautifully. These steaks are ready to come off and get plated up. So we'll put them right on the buns. Half Munster, half Gouda, coming up. Cooked onions minus the cheese, coming up. Woo-wee! We got some beautiful looking steak sandwiches here. So just to recap, we got some French bread that we put some butter on and pressed them down and toasted them a little bit. We've got some New York strip steaks, thinly sliced, just a light seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic. On my sandwich, I've got the grilled onions that came out caramelized and beautiful, as well as some Munster cheese. And let me tell you, and a cold beer. Forgot about the cold beer. And they smell delicious. Let's give them a shot. Here we go. Oh my God, look at that. Hold on. Gotta wipe my face. Oh my God. That tastes amazing. I have to say it. It tastes amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's so good. This is a real simple dinner you can cook after work. It took like 10 minutes to cook this whole thing. And it tastes excellent. So thank you all again for watching. Please continue to subscribe, like, comment, and we'll keep on cooking. Big Cat out.